The princess lay draped across her lavish bed, pretending to teeter on the edge of death with the kind of dramatic flair that could make seasoned actors blush. Her eyes fluttered, lips parted in the most exaggerated gasp, and every sigh was calculated to provoke attention. The healers hovered anxiously, grimacing behind their hands, muttering dark jokes about malpractice, scandal, and human foolishness. "If she dies, it's my fault," one muttered. "If she lives, it's my reputation that suffers." At that precise moment, the hero stumbled into the room, tall, awkward, and hopelessly unprepared. His entrance was a series of calamities, tripping over rugs, brushing against courtiers in ways that made both parties crimson, and knocking over a vase with what could only be described as unintended erotic grace. The princess smiled, a mischievous curl of her lips. "Ah, finally," she breathed, voice low and sultry. "You've come to save me, or perhaps admire my suffering." The hero's face burned hotter than the sun as he mumbled apologies, unsure whether to flee or faint. She rolled onto her side, legs slightly askew, letting her hand graze his as if by accident. "Touch me," she whispered, eyes gleaming, "and perhaps miracles will unfold." The hero froze, but instinct and awkward courage guided his fingers toward her arm. The moment his hand brushed hers, she emitted a gasp that sounded part moan, part delighted laughter. Color returned to her cheeks, exaggerated by the prank tonic she had secretly dosed herself with, amplifying every flirtatious gesture. The healers recoiled in horror and awe. "Impossible," one muttered. "No mortal can," his words trailed off as another whispered. "She's laughing at us." Again. The princess arched her back slightly, hair cascading like a curtain, voice teasing. Human instinct, so clumsy, so awkward, yet it works. "Can you feel it?" The hero swallowed, his nerves fraying under the weight of adult tension, flirtation, and absurdity. I think so," he stammered. The court, sensing the chaos, began to whisper and giggle. Nobles speculated wildly about the hero's miraculous touch, some imagining scandalous exploits, others plotting pranks of their own. The princess, fully aware, leaned closer, brushing against his arm, whispering, "You're better than I imagined, or perhaps worse, depending on your definition of heroism." The hero's pulse raced. The healers scribbled frantic notes, trying to rationalize what they had just witnessed while muttering darkly about resigning or seeking counseling. Pranks escalated as she swapped the tonic with harmless yet ridiculous concoctions, causing random blushes, uncontrollable laughter, and minor accidents throughout the court. A spilled goblet resulted in legs tangled, robes askew, and muffled moans, all of which the princess observed with delighted mischief. "Human chaos is far more entertaining than magic," she whispered to the hero. "And you, my dear, are the perfect instrument of it." The hero, flustered yet increasingly confident, navigated the absurdity with instinctive charm. Every accidental touch, stumble, or misstep created outcomes no magic could replicate. The princess leaned close, voice soft and teasing. "You see, hero, life is far more thrilling when humans, messy, flawed, clumsy humans, take control. And sometimes the consequences are far more enjoyable than intended." Finally, she allowed him a moment to breathe, though her hand lingered suggestively on his arm. "You've survived my chaos, navigated the tonic, and perhaps tempted the entire court in ways no mortal should," she said. The healers groaned, scribbling illegible notes about miracles and erotic comedy. The hero, red-faced and exhausted, realized he had not only performed the miraculous healing, but survived a labyrinth of flirtation, scandal, and adult humor. In the final instant, the princess whispered a playful, suggestive note about the unpredictability of human touch, leaving him blushing and aware that his clumsy, ordinary instincts had achieved something extraordinary. He had healed, amused, and unintentionally seduced, proving once again that human unpredictability, awkwardness, and a touch of courage could triumph where magic, ritual, and training had failed. The court buzzed with gossip, the healers grumbled darkly, and the princess laughed, triumphant and mischievous, as her clumsy hero became a legend of adult comedy, romance, and human superiority.